On today's show, we have Lizette from UN Women here to talk about Goal 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's great to have you back.
Yeah, that's true. It's the second time.
That's right. And what is Goal 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals?
Sure. The SDG 5 is quite straightforward. It aims for gender equality and women's economic empowerment. So among the SDGs, it's the only one dedicated on gender equality. But also across all the other SDGs, we have also gender components in each of them.
And that's different from the MDGs, like with the SDGs.
Definitely.
That component. Yeah.
Exactly, that's different. And if you think of it, in order to achieve any SDG, you need gender equality.
So half the population, yes.
Exactly. So it's central
to
as an objective itself, as a mean, and also as a goal.
And how is gender inequalities, if I was to say, affecting women and young people? How is women and girls in Papua New Guinea?
Yeah, well, I think in Papua New Guinea there are many ways that gender inequality affects them. Particularly in the work that we are focusing a lot is on access to jobs, access to education through actually safer mobility and safer spaces. So if you think of it like the everyday of a woman or of a girl, it's faced by different challenges, economic challenges, infrastructure challenges, health challenges. So if you think of PNG, I think one of the biggest challenges they have is actually access to sexual reproductive health, which is key for the women's empowerment and equitable gender roles, and access to services. And in order to do that, that's why we work a lot with safer cities and safer mobility so that they can have access to those services.
I mean, how important is mobility, right?
Exactly.
Having the freedom to be able to go to where you need to go.
Exactly, to go to the hospital, to get a job, or to go to school. If you don't have that access, those means to get there, you want.
So you mentioned this initiative that UN Women is doing, and maybe you can tell us more about that and what other UN agencies are doing.
Definitely. So UN Women, we work a lot in women in leadership and also in violence against women and girls, which is under which Safe Cities is under. So we're focused more on the public space, of safety of public space for women and girls. So mainly we work in the markets, but also we're working in the transport. Those are the two key big projects.
And then you have that big bus that's only for women?
Yes, exactly, that's correct. That's the women-only bus that we consider is an intermediate initiative. Meanwhile, but at the long term, we would like to improve all the transport, public transport for everyone, because this specific bus only for women and girls should be only intermediate. It shouldn't be the long-term solution.
Right. But I must say, I have actually hopped on the bus, and it's a different feeling. You feel so safe on the
Great.
Well, obviously, it's all women on the
women. But that's that's exactly it. Actually, is to make them feel safe to get whatever they have to.
Great. And what advice do you have
for
women and girls? And
my advice would be that they have the right, first of all, to all these services. And sometimes I think in PNG there is lack of awareness of that right. So I think I would just tell them that they should continue to fight for what they want, and that they should also be more vocal and be more like, to voice more their needs to the right people, because that's where it starts. If we know better what their needs are, we can better address those needs.
And sometimes people don't know that they have a right until they're told that this is your... Because they've lived in this space of, they've lived like that for a long time, so they don't know that actually this is wrong. Or
So I mean, I would say also the advice is more for us also, the development partners and the government, that we should also improve the ways that we can increase the access to services to them.
Definitely. I mean, women are half the population, so...
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, I mean, it's been a pleasure having you back on the show. Thanks so much for joining me today and talking about this incredible, one of my favorite goals, the Sustainable Development Goal.
Great.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining me.